it does not become the thing that defines you. It does not tie you down, because we have so much to offer to this world. We have so much to give, and we are very powerful in our own capacities as human beings. Do not let it reduce you. Do not let it make you feel like you're a lesser person.
And looking at the tagline of this legal aid clinic, Tupange Kesho, what exactly are we looking at when we are saying Tupange Kesho? Because yes, partly from a survivor's angle, from a GBV angle, we are advocating to end GBV. And I come to you from a survivor's angle where we are saying we are going through access to justice. But then what are you saying with Tupange Kesho?
Tupange Kesho is an initiative by the County MP's office. It focuses on social wellness and justice. It focuses on education. It focuses on legal representation, on women economic empowerment, and many other aspects. And in this aspect, we're really just saying today has happened. We have had this thing happen. How can we prevent it from happening to another woman? How can we ensure that the process is not so painful and long for another woman? So Tupange Kesho, in terms of the legal aid clinic that we're offering and GBV, is thinking about tomorrow. It's thinking about making it less tedious for any survivor of GBV to access justice, to be able to report, to be able to do a follow-up. Because I know you're a victim, and then you really have to go through the painful process of actually now pushing for something that is your right, because every Kenyan has a right to access justice. So Tupange Kesho is about ensuring that we make tomorrow better for survivors of GBV.
As we come into activism, we must do something extra. What, in your opinion, apart from the research, would be the extra thing we can do?
Activism, other than activism, probably more civic education should be done. Mm-hmm. Talk shows and focused discussion with focus groups, and even making gender-based violence some sort of learning from very early ages in schools. Probably we should look at our curriculum and try to have something on gender-based violence to it, because as the society grows, there are so many problems. And I am told, and I believe that during COVID in 2020, there were so many cases of COVID.
Gender-based violence.
Yeah, gender-based violence. And if you look at that statistics, at least you'll be in a position to come up with a better curriculum on probably how to avoid it. Or you'll be in a position to come up with steps and measures to try and deal with gender-based violence.
As the Kenya National, we have come in to look at the laws that protect different groups and different interest groups. Whether you're looking at minorities, marginalized people, children, persons with disability, intersex persons, migrants. So we are coming to see what laws generally support and protect them. Now we come also look at what structures and systems are put in place to support victims and survivors of gender-based violence. And of interest has been to mental health issues. A number of cases may not proceed just because the survivors are not able to even speak or even seek services. So as we do civil awareness, as we do public engagement with health facilities across the country, we are giving them the opportunity to first look at the survivors, what support systems are necessary before they even proceed with any court process, any criminal justice system, and making sure they understand what their role is and their part is.
Because most of the times we find that we have these conversations in the silos, and we are doing things in different angles. But then everyone who is here, everyone who is crucial in the justice sector is here today. We started with a visit to the law courts. We sat down with the magistrates. They gave me a brief so that we ensure that we have a wholesome approach. that is catering and looking at all the loopholes, so that perhaps maybe the issue was reporting, so you have IPOA,
Yes.
right? If the issue maybe was ensuring that you get justice, so you have Katiba Institute. Maybe the issue was the advocate was representing you who is not doing their job right. We have the Advocates Complaints Commission. Maybe the issue was a human rights question that arose. We have the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights. So that is why I wanted to have all the stakeholders here, so that all questions are covered, so we leave no stone unturned.
Apart from the fact that I've gone through this process, what are there any safe places, safe houses, or safe communities or safe spaces that KNCHR actually has, or where I can be able to feel safe as a survivor, as opposed to being left out there with the vultures? Because immediately after I've undergone a violence, I'm out there alone with the vultures. Yeah.
Yes, there is support that is available to survivors. When you're looking at the beginning of the process, we work with a lot of grassroots organizations.
Okay.
Social justice centers, especially in the main towns across the country, they have safe havens. We've been fortunate also to learn that some counties have, Meru County and Embu County have safe havens that are supported also by the state, as even they establish their own. When the case begins, there's also some state agency, the Witness Protection Agency, the Victims Protection Board. They are coming into place to support the survivors of any incident, not just gender-based violence, so that there's continuous support, there's protection. As KNCHR, we may not be fortunate to have that mandate or the capacity at the moment, but we work with our partners, even when you're dealing at other special groups, whether it's intersex persons, migrants and refugees. We have specific partners who come in and just walk the journey with the person from the beginning, safe haven, counseling and legal support.
In lending your voice towards ending GBV, what would you say to both genders?
I would say crime does not pay, because gender-based violence is crime. And those of us who've been arrested and stayed for some few minutes or even days in a police cell, it's not the type of place you would want to go to spend even for a second. If it's a dangerous place, because you go there, you can pick up a very dangerous disease. Because someone was telling me last week that since independence, we have expanded universities, we have expanded free primary education, we have expanded everything, markets, airports, but we have never expanded prisons. So therefore, you can imagine, since 1963, when the white man left, they left a certain capacity of prison to accommodate about a certain number of people, probably population, maybe that time you were around 10 million people. Right now it's at 50, and no prison has ever been expanded. No single brick of a prison has never been added on what we have. So you can imagine a small place with the congestion that is in prison.
What's your vision for Kenya when it comes to ending GBV, as a young leader who is actually at the forefront of doing this, is at the forefront of speaking out? What's your vision for ending GBV in Kenya, in Kirinyaga County?
The first is to ensure that we have a safe house in every county. And I am very elated because my colleague in Nairobi, Esther Pasaris, is doing that. And we need to build safe spaces for women to just be able to express themselves, and to ensure that there's proper follow-up on those cases, because sometimes they get lost in all these other legal issues. So for me, I feel that the future and moving forward, I'll be thinking long-term in the perspective of having a safe house in Kirinyaga County, and also ensuring that we provide economic empowerment. You know, sometimes those women, they are going to leave their marriages, they need to start up, and they need to start anew, and they have nowhere to go. They don't know what to do with their lives. And also have a counselor on board to be able to walk them through the painful process of just consciously just leaving the past behind and moving on towards tomorrow.
And looking at the actually enhancing human dignity, what would be your opinion towards a violence-free society, and what does the Constitution envision for us, the Bible, and how can we, in your opinion, be able to achieve that?
Actually, a violent-free society is an utopian society.
It's utopian.
Yeah, because even in the so-called civilized societies like the US, like England, like Italy, and all those Western countries, you find that gender-based violence is also there. You find a lot of human nature is that they are deviants. They are people who deviate from the norms of the society and commit certain atrocities or certain crimes against both relatives or even strangers. It's human nature, although we can minimize it.
Okay, so minimization.
Gender-based, gender-free, violent-free society is utopian, but at least steps must be taken and education must be given to generations to minimize it.
I want to tell every person who's been a victim of GBV, who's a survivor of GBV, that there is so much power in speaking your truth and in ensuring that you move past. Do not let it define you. Make sure that you aggravate so that no one else has to go through the same, so that the process is easier for the other people in the community, but also ensure that it does not become the thing that defines you. It does not tie you down, because we have so much to offer to this world. We have so much to give, and we are very powerful in our own capacities as human beings. Do not let it reduce you. Do not let it make you feel like you're a lesser person. And it is an unfortunate incident, but you will be one great person.
That it takes all of us. We can be able to support each other. We can end it, whether it's cultural, whether it's opportunistic, whether it's family-based. We can come together and bring the perpetrators to book. We can stand up for our girls and for our ladies in our society, and also for our few boys who are also victims of the situation.
Sina la ziada isipokuwa ukikasirishwa na mpenzi wako, chukua jembe ukalime, ama tafuta lingine la kufanya, kwa sababu ukianza fujo unaweza jipata korokoroni.
I want to urge every person to just look beyond and take personal initiative to ensure that our communities are free of violence. Because whatever the case, violence has never been and will never be the solution. Let us be your brother's keeper. Let us be your sister's keeper. From young people, do not allow yourselves to be used by any politician or by anyone to commit violence on anyone in this nation, because tomorrow is brighter for you. And at the end of the day, the consequences will fall on you and not the people that propagate violence. Let us ensure that our community supports survivors and victims of GBV and creates a safe space where they feel free to exercise their will to life and also thrive in the community.